Hi everyone, welcome to Funfold Friday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Cunningham. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And every Friday I do a video of Funfold. And every Wednesday I actually go live at 6 p.m. I'll do a project with you. It could be a 3D project, it could be a card, whatever. Fridays, the fun folds are usually cards. I haven't figured out a fun fold 3D project yet. If I do, I will let you know. But I want to go over my February Let's Create Craft Kit, which is a monthly subscription. So January's is already done. Now we're going into February. And so for February, I'm using the Sweet Bugs bundle. So you will need this bundle to complete your projects. So every month I'll do 5 projects, usually 4 cards and a 3D project. So let me show you what I've created for this month. This is a little treat box. And again, I'm using those cute little sweet bugs. This has a ding dong in it, so you could put whatever goodies you would like. Here's another project. This is a card, so my 4 cards. There is this one. And so each of the, you will get $20, at least $20 or more in Stampin' Up! Product that you'll use on your project. So look at this. This is the double fold. Cute. These little bugs are so cute. So you'll get at least $20 in projects. So here's just a sample. So like designer series paper, some of the embellishments, and some of the ribbon. All of your projects will come packaged into individual clear envelopes. So then you'll know you're going to get a PDF tutorial with all the instructions. That also includes a video tutorial. So I'll videotape me making the projects so that it'll help you put your projects together. They will come boxed every month in a box like this. So it could be a surprise. This was last month, so this was January. And you could see I have the project packets in there with some designer series paper. They got some doilies, some ribbon, and some embellishments. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know. And like I said, the subscription will be down below, the subscription link. But let's go ahead and turn the camera down and get started. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our project. Today's project is this fun fold. I'm using the Endless Love bundle. So this is kind of Valentine's Day or any kind of day with love, sending you love. Whatever. The dies are amazing. We have the hearts. I already have my dies pulled out, but this is the bundle that we're going to use. So as always, I have the products that I used other than the papers and the ink pads and stuff, just the main things. And then here's all the measurements. So right now you could go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you'd like. And then here is my shopping QR code. You could scan that and you can go to my online store and you can purchase the things that I've used today if you need them. But this is a fun one, and I think I'm gonna switch it up. Just these panels, I think I'm gonna go ahead and emboss them. Let's get started first because I am always all over the place. We're gonna use these opal rounds. You could tell these are my favorites, but I pulled them because I'm using the Night of Navy and the clear, but this is all I have left of these opal rounds, one of my favorites. And I'm kind of making this a non-traditional Valentine's card, you know, not using the reds, the pinks. This is my favorite designer series paper called Country Woods. It's like rustic. It's got wood, you know, wood panels, wood texture, but we're going to use, I have the ones I'm already going to use. We're going to use this pattern, and I believe It's this one way in the back. I think I already have it pulled out, that pattern. But I love, this is like a rustic. I think this would be a masculine Valentine's card or anniversary card, whatever you choose. So we're gonna start out with Smoky Slate, and this is gonna be, I need to find my instructions. Where did I do with my, well, I guess I could use right here. So 5.5. Let me make sure I stay in the, let me put this bin over here out of this way. And let's move our card. So 5.5. So you're not going to be able to get 2 cards out of one piece of cardstock. And by 10 3/4. So 10 3/4, we're just going to cut off that 1/2 inch. Cut off that 1/2 inch, and we are going to score at 1 5/8. 1 5/8. So that's after the 1/2, the 2 notches after the 1/2. I think it was 3 1/4, right? 3 1/4. 3 1/4. 7.5. And then I think it's 9 1/4. 9 1/8. 7.5, and then 9 1/8. Okay, so let's get the trimmer out of the way, and I will go over the measurements again. So it was the long side at 1 5/8, 3 1/4, 7.5, and 9 1/8. So we're gonna fold this. This is gonna go in, and this is gonna go out, in and out. So like so, because remember our card's gonna go like this. Okay, so we're gonna burnish those just to make sure that they're nice and crisp and they will stay. I think I need to change my trimmer blade, and we'll set that aside. So we're gonna do the 5 1/4 by 4 inside. I don't, this is the pattern that we're using. The back side looks like that. So 4 by 5 1/4. And should we cut all the measurement pieces? It might be easier if we do that. So this one is our inside. We need next, let's see, we got a lot of pieces here. So that's the inside. So then we're gonna need 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So 2 3/4. 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And this is the inside layer to the DSP. For some reason, I don't think I cut that right. I didn't. I'll have to double check that. 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. I did 5 1/4. There we go. So make sure 2 3/4. I have a lot of measurements here, so making sure. Okay, the next, so that was the 2 inside layers. Now we're going to do the 2 side layers, and it's going to be 1 1/2 by 5 3/8. I think this might already be 5 3/8. No, almost. And then 1 1/2, and we need 2 of these. 1, 2. So these are 1 1/2 by 5 3/8, and these are our 2 side panels. Okay, what do we need next? So 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 of the basic beige, and this is going to be our right panel. So 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. This is going to be our one little side panel, and then we need 2 by 3.5 of the designer series paper. So this is the one we're using. Let's go 3.5 this way, because I want my stripes to go. And 2. All right. I want my stripes to go across. So this layer is going to go on this layer. There is a lot of layers to this card. And then we're going to do, now we need the left panel layer in the basic beige. And it's, let me see if this is 4 3/4. Oh yeah. So the 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And you can make these any size you want. This is just the sizes that I chose. And then we're going to do 3 by 4.5 on that designer series paper. Same pattern. 3 by 4.5. So now this might make it a little easier now that we have all of our pieces, all of our layers. A lot of layers. And then we're going to do die cutting. But, so let me show you here. Let's go ahead and glue our inside layer. I really like this paper, and I wanted to do sort of like non-traditional Valentine's card. You know, living here in the Southwest, we like rustic. We like anything Southwesternish. I know my husband would really like this card. Oops. And then we're just going to center that in our inside piece. We're going to decorate this still. But let me get a baby wipe, since I just got that glue on me. And I don't want everything sticking to me. Although everything probably still will stick. Okay, so on these panels, these are the ones that I was saying I was going to switch it up. These are going to go here. But I think I want to emboss them. What are your guys' thoughts? I want to emboss them with the hearts of love. And we'll do it. I felt like I needed more texture on there. And I didn't know if I wanted to add another layer of cardstock or designer series paper. We can actually move these together so then they match like so. All right, so this is a 3D embossing folder. So we're gonna have to switch our plates. And these are our die cutting ones. So we wanna use just the number 1 plate and the number 4. So 4 is the gray, number 1's the white. And you always want to put your seam side going into the cut and emboss machine. So we just need those 2 plates for this one. And let's get this out of the way. Go. Uh-oh. My trimmer's ready to fall. And so, see, we just got those hearts on it. And I just felt like, I don't know, to me, I felt like it needed something. I'm always one of those ones that I like to add a little pizzazz. And did you know that you can add ink to your embossing folder? First, you could just run your ink pad across it, add some ink, and then when you emboss, all these little hearts will pop up the color that you put on your embossing folder. So you know, this would actually be pretty nice to see this with, if you want to add another element, some more pizzazz or texture. Just like go over it with Pool Party onto your Pool Party cardstock. And maybe if we have time, I will do it at the end and show you how it looks. So, see, there's already a difference. What do you guys think? See, I think I like that than this being plain, but maybe I'm overdoing it. So let's layer our other pieces. Like I said, I just love this paper. I have bought it so many times that I think I still have another full pack of it. You could see all the scraps that I had that I have used it so much. And I'm trying to think outside the box. Right now, yes, our new catalog is out. We have a ton of new product, but I'm trying to use up what I have right now. My piece moved. Oh, let's see if I can move it. I don't think I can move it. And if I go to take it off, I think I'm going to rip my paper. But it's just a tad different. But maybe once we put all our elements on, nobody will notice. So let's get our die cutting done. So I'm going to use these plates again. And we are going to cut the big heart. And we're going to cut 2 of the other hearts. So this one, we can go like so. This one, like so. And this one. And I put the measurements of these pieces of paper so that you know. I'm trying to think. I don't want to cut my little hearts just yet because I don't want to lose them. I'm thinking. I don't want to lose those little hearts. But since I have the die cutting out, I'll try to get this heart out of here. We can do our little tag. You know what? I guess I can die cut. It's just because I have the die cutting machine out. I want to die cut, but I think I could leave them. So we're going to use these little hearts. I think I could just leave them on my plate so that we don't, I don't have to pull them off right now. And honestly, I'm going to do a couple of extras of those hearts just because they're so tiny because I need another one. So I'm just going to fit this on here because I think I'm using that medium-sized one. So we really only need one more heart, and that's the one that I'm going to use on the tag. This one right here, and it popped out. But we're going to leave them on my plate for right now because we don't need them. So I'm going to put this over it so that they don't get lost and wander away. Because sometimes I don't know how that manages to happen. All right, so next we're going to stamp Love You. And so love, this is a nice big stamp. I'm gonna grab my pad and just put my foam pad just so that it could come out a little. I'm gonna go this way. I'm over here changing everything up. And we'll stamp love. The longer you hold it, the more the paper absorbs your ink. And then you, this is sending you. But what we're going to do is we're just going to ink up that U. So you can put a Post-it over sending if you want, but these, they're spaced far enough. I'm just getting the tip of the U. And I'm going to put it right below the E. So sending you. We're going to move that aside. We're going to get our tag. And we're going to stamp today and always. So love you today and always. All right, and that is all the ink that we're going to use. So we are going to fussy cut because that's what I love to do. So let's just go ahead and cut this so we can get that out of the way. And me, all I did is I kind of go around the words, or letters, I should say. And it is totally up to you how you do it. You know, nobody's gonna know how it's supposed to be done because you're the creator of it. And so nobody knows but you. You know, you can trace around it with the pencil and then you could trim like that way. And I'm just cutting into these letters slightly or around them just to, you know, I'm going to cut that off. Just to like kind of like it's trim. Now on you, I just went straight down, straight across, straight up, and then kind of straight here. And then my E's, I kind of went around these again, just to give it a little, I don't know, what would you call it? A little, you're going around the words. I'm like, I don't know why my V didn't. There. Just going around the letters. Okay, get all those scraps out of the way. So we're going to adhere this to our big heart with some dimensionals. And are you guys enjoying my Fun Fold Fridays? I just haven't been able to do them live. I'm going to use one of these small ones here at the corner. I'm not able to do my videos live just quite yet. Eventually. Oops, my January's been pretty busy. You know, last week we had my cousin's funeral, and so I was tied up with that. And we're going to put this kind of at an angle, but you want to make sure it fits on your heart. And then we are going to, so this heart is going to go on this big panel. And we're going to add that with dimensionals. Look how pretty that blue is on the back side. I have a full sheet of this blue that I'm going to make probably another card, oops, for Valentine's and send it to my grandson. So just like so. This one over here, we're going to add this heart with dimensionals. And then, see, even though I got that glue mostly off, and this is going to go kind of at an angle, this one still hasn't come out. So let's get my little pokey tool, like so. And this one we're going to glue. So let me get my silicone mat. You could put an adhesive sheet on the back of this, but I just go around putting some little dots of glue. You just got to make sure that they're little dots and not big old globs. Sometimes we know how this glue will come out. It doesn't, but you, like I said, you could do an adhesive sheet. Last week, I think I showed you how to use an adhesive sheet, which basically makes your cardstock or designer series paper like a sticker. All right, so then this one is going to go this direction. And I kind of had a feeling probably should have maybe put this other one on, this one first, then this one. Okay, so then now I'm going to adhere these to our panels. And so we'll do this one first. So I would say a 1/2 inch in. So if you want, you can grab a ruler and like, so I'm going to mark it from the edge. So like just teeny tiny mark. And then you know that's where you're going to place it. And then you want to center it. So we're going to add, I'll add some glue. And then you just want to go like a couple of rows or so of the glue. And there's our little dot still. And place right over the dot. And let's hold that just for a few seconds. So you want to make sure that you don't get glue on this other part, because then it's going to stick over here. All right, so now we're going to do the same. I'm holding off on adding this because I want to make sure that this is going to cover. So again, you could do the same on this side. Let's go a 1/2 inch in. And this is just, you know, me, normally I eyeball everything, but I wanted to be precise for you. So there's our 1/2 inch, and then we're just going to do the same. This one. I just want to make sure that I don't get no glue on the other part. So this one, my dot is my heart's going to cover that dot. So I guess we're okay. But you know, this one is going to be, and so you can fold, let me see. Okay, let's fold this one in, fold this over, because I'm all over. Let's hold this one down with the clothespin for now, or yeah, it is a clothespin. Okay, so now you want to make sure that this will cover this. So I'm going to put that like, gotta move it over. I can't see my dot because of course I put my dot right where my heart is. So now we could take this off and then just, I hope I didn't get glue where it didn't, but my dot was under this heart and we can't see it. So you just want to make sure that this is going to cover this. So ta-da. So now we will add this, and we're just going to glue this piece onto our heart. And you know, even this card, this is appropriate for like my grandson as well. So now this, you just want to make sure it doesn't hang over the beige. So put it however you like. And now I'm going to grab all our little hearts, because we're going to add our hearts, make sure all this is in the camera, to our card. And what I did is I just put some, so let's put a little bit of glue around. I put it around this circle to cover that hole. My glue's kind of not coming out, but I put a dab of glue, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here. And then I'm going to grab my take your pick tool, and we're going to put the big one here, this medium size one. Not sure I got very much glue on this, but put it right over that hole. And then our other, so that was the extra medium one that we cut. Now we're going to put the other one down here, and then we're going to put all those small hearts over like so. And you could do this first. Oops. This one is a little upside down. I'm trying to, I think there is on the die, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, so these extra ones were from the extra one that I cut out. So you could always put them anywhere you want. But you know, I will show you, because there's with the Valentine's Kisses, my class that I just did, my Let's Create class, which you can subscribe to the February Let's Create now. is look, I just keep saving all these and I'll eventually make a shaker. I have all different color, and then I have some stars in there from something else, but save those or just use them like on like your cards, and you can use them. So we're not done. Now look, I don't even know how these popped out of there. I got a star and a heart. So now we're going to use our linen thread and make a double bow. I love double bows, especially with the linen thread. So just fold some linen thread over, tie your bow. Let's adjust this. Uh-oh. I adjusted one side and not the other. Get my ribbon scissors, cut this in half. And if you like it all straggly like that, that's even the better. We need a glue dot. Now I have a little blue heart here and I'm not sure, did it fall off of my card? Or was it out of the extra ones? And then this guy, we're just gonna put down here, like so. Okay, it didn't fall off my card, so let me throw it in my little tray I have. All right, and what else? So, oh, we gotta add our, look, I just noticed my heart moved on this one. So this one wasn't even fully glued down, I guess. I think that had moved earlier too, and I thought I fixed it. Okay, so now we're gonna use our opal rounds, and we're gonna use a big one, a big navy blue one. I'm gonna use a small. On my other card, I didn't use a small because I only had 2 left. So I wanted to make sure that I was gonna have enough for today's card. Add another big blue. I gotta get that putty off, and then a white. And then you can add more anywhere else you want. If you didn't want to glue the heart on here, you could use one there. Cover that hole, and I think that was it, right? So there's our card. I think we are all done. I didn't forget anything, right? So tell me your guys' thoughts. Look, I'm gonna use this here to close it, and then I'll grab another one to close this one. Please comment with your thoughts. Do you like the embossed better, or do you like the plain better? I think I'm gonna have to go with the embossed, but look, there they are. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and if you like this card. I love it, and like I said, I think this is appropriate for my grandson as well, just to let him know I always love him. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me, and I will be back next Friday with another video. Take care, and here's one more chance. Take a screenshot of this if you need to. It has all the measurements. There is a lot of cutting, but I did let you know what is for what. And here's my shopping link. Don't forget to shop. And then there's the product of the month this month, which is a stamp set. All right, take care. Bye-bye.